And when I came to, it was about 10 9mm in my face. And a piece of paper said, "Is this you, Mr. Jones?" Yes. And I'm sweating. I'm passing out in and out. End up going back to jail. So, after doing more time, this time I did it. I was selling drugs. Because that's what I saw, that's what I knew, that's who I was. After doing that time, I had a choice to make. And I was begging my wife while I was in jail, wasn't I? Please take me back, please take me back. You know how it is when you hit the bottom. Mm-hmm. You think about the people that was there for you. Please take me back. She wouldn't take me back. And guess what? God met me where I was at. Right. God met me under my covers while I was crying because I was by myself. He met me under my covers. I was in the well. Now, it's something about that second chance. A lot of us have the first opportunity. That's why I love my pastor. He took the first opportunity. He ran with it. He said, "You know what? God spoke to me as a little kid. I'm gone." And he's been chasing after Jesus since. Well, I had to get swallowed by the whale. And it's something about being swallowed and being in that hell. But God is still there. I was in my mess and God was still there. He was still there. In Proverbs 14:12, David said, there is a way that seems right unto a man, but the end of it is death. Because everything I was doing, it seemed right. It seemed okay. But God met me where I was at. In Psalms 139:8, David said, "If I make my bed in hell, God is there." And that's love. That's love. Because he dusted me off and he raised me back up. Well, my wife finally gave in. Finally. And she took me back. Even then, when we was talking on the phone, and I'm going to tell you this, even then when we was on the phone, I was sitting in the cell with another guy saying, "Man, which way should I go? Do you think I should go to Tennessee? You know, they country up there. It's slow, it's poor. And a daddy a pastor. Man, I don't know. I can go back to St. Louis. I know St. Louis. I know every alley, every thug, every drug dealer. Right. My mama there. My family there. That old man got out that bed, sat on the edge of that bed. He said, "You better take your butt to Tennessee." Now this man was an old, criminal. Had a lot of time, dead a lot of time. But when he sat up on that bed and said, "You better take your butt to Tennessee," that woman loves you. After everything you done, and she's still there, you better go to that pastor. And I prayed about it. And I got my butt up and went to minimum. And even then, I wasn't all the way there. But what I loved is that God met me where I was at. He put me all the way at the bottom and allowed me to see what I was missing. Now, some of us can get our first chance, and when we worship here, you need to really be worshiping, giving God your heart. Or you can run, end up being swallowed by that whale. But God will meet you there. But do you know how many opportunities I missed? If I would have came home in 1995, I tell my wife all the time, I'm a supervisor now, and I'm making pretty good money. But if I was making this money in 95, baby, but God is still mighty.
Amen. Yes, He is.
God will restore. Amen. But the canker worm has stolen.
Amen.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Father. So, after being swallowed by the whale, after getting the ankles broke, after losing everything, tossing and turning and wrestling with what God, oh my God, God's will be done. God's will. Yes, this is God's will. For me to preach the word. That's right. It was in 95. It was in 93. That's right. The only thing is, I fought all this time. And he still put me here. He still put me here. I just lost all that time. And so now God is restored. God has put us back together. And I thank him for that. And I thank my wife for always being there for me and sticking by my side. I thank my pastor for being obedient. Thank you, Lord. And so, all that running, all that saying no, God has placed me here to give his word. And I have vowed to break down that wall because I was on that other side. I was on that. I tell people in the past few months, I've been telling people, because this happened like a month or so ago, a guy knocked on my door and he said, Jehovah's Witness, you know, and I'm this morning, I'm up in good spirits, you know. I said, God bless you, how you doing? Hey, I got this pamphlet for you. Got his daughters and his grandmama and everybody on the sidewalk. And I said, y'all look lovely this morning. I said, but look around. I live in a nice neighborhood. Got a nice house. I ain't doing bad. Matter of fact, I'm on my way to church right now to help out. I said, you need to go to the hood. You need to go to the people that does not hear your word. Because that's the wall. The wall I used to look over was a wall of Christians, the Bible in the back window, and the Cadillacs, and the big hats, and the pretty dresses. And I'm in this ghetto. And the only thing I heard about Jesus when I accidentally turned on the wrong channel. That I'm finna turn off real quick.
Okay.
And so, if somebody wouldn't have came to where I was at when they met me in the belly of that well, I would not be saved.
Amen.
At that time. Now, I ain't saying God's will wouldn't have been done, but I wouldn't have been saved at that time. If somebody wouldn't have came to that jail cell. And so I vowed to go to the other side of their wall. But I told that Jehovah, I said, you can come on to the hood. I said, when I try to preach to the worst of the worst, because God saved me, not for me, but for somebody else.
Amen.
That's what I recognize through my ministry, is that God saved me, not for me. It was for somebody else.
All right.
And it's powerful. God is powerful. I had a group of kids in the back, and we was all in a circle, and we was praying. And the Spirit hit me. It actually hit me. And I was just crying. My wife can testify this. I was crying, and I just started speaking. I said, somebody in this circle is hurting. Somebody got a burden on them right now. I said, you're so used to wearing this mask. I said, you need to give it to God. Nobody spoke up. We had a couple of tears. And weeks later, somebody ended up going to juvenile for something. I just wanted to share that with you. I'm not putting nobody's business out there. But the Spirit of the Lord is in this place.
Amen.
And when you see, you got to be careful of the hundreds. You got to be careful of the packed seats. You got to ask yourself, where's the work need to be done? The work is plentiful.
All right, man.
The workers are few. And we're few because we don't have a lot of help. And we understand that. My pastor understands that. But guess what? We keep trucking. We keep trucking because we know we're doing Lord's will.
All right, amen.
If the Lord can save a wretch like me, Lord ain't fake. This ain't no TV ministry. This ain't no mess you see on the pamphlet. This is real, living, breathing, the work of the Lord.
Amen.
Because my children heard me on the phone, talking to somebody, ministering to somebody. And when I got off the phone, they were like, Daddy, what is that? What does that mean? I said, baby, your daddy didn't grow up like you. I didn't have nobody praying over me when I was sick. They are, my kids are, cover your ears. My babies are nerds. And I love it. They don't like to be called that. But where I'm from, they're nerds. I never thought I'd have a friendship with a police officer. One of my best friends. I done said a lot of bad things about you, Mr. Officer, and that badge. But God has saved me. God has changed me. At the end of the story in Jonah, what did he do? He went on to Nineveh. And people were saved. People were worshiping God.
Amen.
God saved me for somebody else. And I'm ready to go to my Nineveh. I'm ready to go to any hood, any project. Because when I show up, and it ain't bragging, it ain't nothing. When I show up, people be like, man, where you from? You ain't from here, are you?
Yeah.
My wife say I'm transparent, sometimes too transparent. I keeps it real. But I love hard. So God took my imperfection and made it for his perfection.
Amen. Amen.
God is good.
Amen.
Thank you, Lord. I give him all praise and glory. Now, the broken ankles, I get out work. I'm a supervisor at USF Hopper. And all I do is walk around a big old circle and scan bills and tell people, load this truck, load that truck, load this truck. And I drive home and I get out the car. And I'm holding on to the car because my ankles are, it's feeling like it's hard. Arthritis is bad. And sometimes I get to the front door and I crawl from the front door up the steps, crawling. While my family's sleeping, crawling. Sometimes late at night, when everybody's asleep, I have to crawl halfway to the bathroom. And I don't want my kids to see that. I say, Lord, why? And he put it in my spirit. He said, it's a reminder. It's a reminder of where I brought you from. It's a reminder every time you feel that. He can take that pain away. But my flesh, I got flesh from the top, crown of my head to the soles of my feet. And I fight my flesh every day. So the Lord said, this is a reminder of what you lost, what I brought you. And oh God, I thank him for that. Amen. So I tell my pastor, you keep on trucking. Because you have saved a soul. You have helped save a wretch like me. And I can talk to my children about Jesus. I can talk to Brother David about Jesus. I can talk to Brother Cedric. I can talk to my brother Cedric, Corey. And we can help each other through everyday struggles. And that's what it's about.
Amen.
Amen.
Say good morning to Jonah.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you.